Okay, welcome to this video. I've just realised I'm going to have to do this intro clip because today has just been a real mishmash of videos, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of fish curry. Well, it's quite apt, isn't it, that we're by the sea, and I'm going to cook a YouTube recipe, Yardie Belly, so enjoy. Cheers. So from this video, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook you up a fish curry using some really simple ingredients, and you're going to learn how to cook rice as well. Okay, so in terms of ingredients, we've got we're going to use mackerel fillets. Gone up in price recently, the last couple of years. So used to be like 50p, now about £1. Annoying. We're going to use an onion. Just one. We're going to use a shitload of garlic. I usually go for maybe like 3 or 4 cloves, a couple of chilli, and a few tomatoes as well. Yeah, well basically, let's get chopping. So let me put the old chest cam on, and straight in them, boys. Straight in for a big performance. How are we looking? I don't know if I do a voiceover, but anyway, first things first, we actually need to get the oven on, and I like to go for 7 degrees, so a sort of a medium-high heat, really. That goes up to 9, by the way. So yeah, going to put in about 1.5 spoons full worth of vegetable oil. Right, that's telling me it's hot enough. So in go all the chopped garlic and all the chopped chilli. That's looking good. So that's probably been about 45 seconds to a minute now. So I'm happy now to put the onions in. At this stage, what you want to do is just obviously move your onions around the pan and sweat them down a little bit. This process will probably take 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, you can start to see the onions have really started to sweat there, and you really want them to start to go translucent. One big mistake I made when I first did this dish was that I wasn't cooking the onions for long enough, and they were just very crunchy and hard, and actually the dish wasn't very nice. So if anything, cook your onions a little bit too long. That's my top tip for today. Okay, as long as you obviously don't burn them. Just give it and keep stirring. Don't you dare leave that dish. In now go the mackerel, the tin mackerel. So we're going to just make a hole in the centre for it. Oh, bloody hell. Careful with this because they've got a camera. And just careful with your hands on there, Captain. It's got to sound like your mother. We're just going to get a little bit of water in there, just probably about half that size, and just tip it in. There we go, and already the noise has reduced. So we're going to just bring this down now to about 5, level 5, out of 9, and just going to mix things around. That mackerel, when you first do it out the tin, it'll be really rock hard, so just give it a moment or two to kind of let it do its thing. I like to put a bit of butter in there. The key to a lot of things is a good amount of butter. Now, Will Dennard will tell that. Shout out to him. He runs Wolfsmith down in not Portsmouth, down in Brighton. Now, careful there because I nearly chopped my fingers. He's a much better chef than I will ever be. But yeah, he will know that it's all about not baked beans, all about butter. For example, if you have his baked beans, he'll put in half a packet of butter. But it tastes bloody delicious. The other thing I'm going to put in is ketchup. Now you might be thinking, what? But trust me, this will just thicken the sauce out a little bit, and also just give it a little bit of sweetness in there. Obviously just adding that sugar in. So we're just going to put in, well, this is not a teaspoon, this is probably half a teaspoon worth of salt. Don't be scared, obviously don't over salt it, don't get too salty, and nice bit of pepper. There we go. So that's kind of it now. That is it. So we'll take that off the heat, and we'll just put that to one side, and it's job done. Sometimes I just like to come here down to Canoe Lake and just kick back and have a look at the swans and just relax really, and then I'll go and make rice. So but it's a one-legged pigeon. That one on the right, furthest, nearest to us. Look, see it? You can see it. Yeah, literally, look, one leg. This one. Right, boy. I'm sorry, but I actually hate swans. I'm actually quite scared of them. Look at them, I don't know, they're just quite, I don't know really, quite like evil. Let's see if I can get close to him. Just love to just chop his neck off. Oh, here comes another one. Here he is. Maggie. Sorry for this pigeon, because this one has actually just the one with like one leg. Just on his own, like his mates are over there, like walking around. And bless him, he's just over here. I mean, part of me does think, well mate, you've got wings, so you could just walk around with your wings, See, the problem that I've got now is that like, I realise like you find stuff that I do funny, so I'm just now playing on it, and I don't like that, so it's a little bit awkward for me because I'm now like laughing at my own jokes, and that's the sign of someone that just thinks they're funny, and I don't want to be funny. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to come across like, oh, he's trying to be funny. I just want it to be kind of natural, I don't want people to kind of think, you're trying a bit too hard. Obviously she's quite fit. Love it. When you've been locked up and locked down for a long time, and you're like, I just want to see even just normal people, just people around, But she was someone else. All right. Anyway, let's go on the beach. Let's go to the beach. Actually, let's not make rice. Let's go to the beach first. So, cheers. Absolutely love it here. It's just the tide is well out. Actually, should we have another look? Yeah, let's have a look. Let's look at the tide. It's absolutely beautiful, and actually should we just have a quick look, 'cause actually you can see the Isle of Wight from here. Should we have a look? There we go. It's the Isle of Wight in the background. That is the Isle of Wight. Actually those I don't know if you can see, but there's like these buoys, basically these fortresses, you can go out and you can hire them out and have like a big party. So it'd be my dream, if I ever made any money from YouTube, to set up a fund and just throw a big party for you. Well, for us, obviously. I'd be there. I wouldn't just do it for you, obviously. I'd have to get involved. But yeah, I'd just like to come down here really sometimes and just look at the waves. I do like to go in the sea sometimes. It's quite nice, especially after a run. It's really good. But the sea today, guys, it's so flat. It is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Should we have a bit more footage? Honestly, it's absolutely gorgeous. In fact, I'm going to stand here now so you can have a little bit more of the view that way, because behind me now is, it's Hayling Island basically, and I have been there before. It's all right. It's got quite a lot of holiday camps. I think you've got your sort of havens and stuff there, but I think quite a few of my mates actually that are musicians play there on the holiday camps. Obviously money to be made, but quite nice. It's quite busy getting to Hayling Island from Portsmouth or Chichester or any other sort of road that comes into it. They've just got one road that goes into Hayling Island, so could improve on the transport. Another good place actually that I can think of is just up there to my right, or stage left, depending on which way you're watching this. and it's basically, yeah, South Sea Beach Cafe. So highly recommend that. Do quite good coffee. Bits commercial really. Anyway, I'm getting quite a few strange. Oh look, here we go. Straight in for those little worm things. Well, here we are, guys. We're in the bridge. Sorry, under the pier. But yeah, it's not much to report other than the fact it's obviously quite wet down here. It's quite echoey. Yeah, quite echoey. It's obviously got your sort of steel. Well, actually, not steel. What are they called? Sea urchins or your barnacles? Is that what it's called? Barnacles? Who knows? Anyway, we'll get a bit more of a close-up on a GoPro. I'm fully aware on a GoPro you can't really see much when you zoom in, but I'll see if I can zoom in on one of the fortresses that will have a party in the future. People are actually asking me, why are you doing the vlogs? And I'm like, well, just want to throw a party, to be honest with you, because it would be good. Anyway, here we go. Just thinking, actually, fun fact for the day, this is the first time that I've been down to the beach when the tide has been right out. So usually I'd obviously be in water, but it's quite nice actually. It's actually quite nice. But anyways, just to my right, so your stage left, depending on whichever way you're looking at this, but basically there is there's the fortress to my shoulder, on my shoulder, you know, just there, and that's exactly where I want to do the party. So we just need to raise 40 grand, guys. Not asking for much. If you could all just, you know, if we had 100 people donate 400 quid, then obviously we could throw the party. Is it 400 quid? Yeah, we could throw the party. Or we could have 4,000 people throw in a tenner, or we could have 40,000 people putting in a quid. Depends how popular these videos get. I've got a feeling it might be the former. In fact, it might not even be 400 people. We might just have to get a few of you that have got lots of money that can basically afford to throw a big party. But we'll see. I'm not going to do a Joe Exotic and you know, raise loads of money for Thanksgiving dinner for like 3 grand, and then you know, spend it on someone that I think is going to, you know, kill someone as a hitman. But anyway, we'll see. Actually, what are these things? These, like, what are they? Are they like worms? Are they like animals, or I don't know. Obviously I could just make them disappear. Look, we've got another one here. Look, gone. See ya. But what are they? What actually? I know there's something to do with worms, aren't they, or fish, or I don't know really. But anyway, if you know the answer, usually I'll be with a person. That's the thing. Usually I'll be with a person that would know the answer, and I am that kind of annoying person that would go, you know, just ask you 21 questions like, oh, do you know what this is, or do you know what that is? And usually I have someone to go, oh, well, it's this. But obviously I've only got you to say what it is, so I'm going to have to now wait potentially a week, well, potentially months, because knowing how much I like to just put stuff in the archive and not release videos, but I've got to wait potentially quite a long time to actually find out the answer. Well, actually I haven't, because I'll just go and ask Eleanor. I could just Google it. So yeah, anyway, I think people are looking at me quite dodgily now. He's got a camera under the bridge, so under the pier rather. So I'll see you in a bit. Cheers. Now it's time to actually cook the rice. So I'm going to sort of magically put this on to the old chest strap, straight in, boys, and I'll show you how to cook perfect basmati rice, courtesy of Gordon Ramsay's. Okay, so I'm just going to fill the glass up all the way. You want to get a drainer or strainer. Is it called drainer or strainer? Okay, so basically, yeah, you just want to tip the rice in and wash it out. And I'm gonna do this several times with just cold water and just let it rinse off. What you're doing is you're rinsing off all the starch. Okay, so you want to grab yourself, obviously, a pan and just chuck it in. Make a lot of noise. Okay, here is the next key part to the rice. It's all to do with measurements. Now, to cut a long story short, basically you're going to put a glass plus another half of water in, and that's it.
So in goes one, and in goes half. about half actually. Now,
you want to just chuck in a little bit of salt, just about sort of half a tablespoon or so, a tiny bit of pepper, and then what I like to do as well is just put a cardamom pod in there. So just bash that out. Mind you, here's a top tip. There's, you know, try avoid putting the whole thing in, because it will just, when you chew into it afterwards, it will taste horrible. So just put in the seeds. There we go. Anyway, that will just give it a bit of extra flavour. Put the lid on, and you basically want to bring the rice to a boil. As soon as you start seeing it bubble, luckily we've got a clear glass. As soon as you start seeing it bubble, that's when you bring the heat down. So let's just give that a go. Anyway, here we go. Right, that is starting to kind of bubble. So I am at this stage. I'm going to give it another few seconds. There we go, there's the bubble. Right, at this point, I'm going to turn it down really low. I'm actually going to put it down to 4. Oh, there we go, 4. And I'm going to time it for 10 minutes dead. Absolutely 10 minutes. So that's just before 8. I'll come back at just before 10. And it just needs 10 minutes. That's all it needs. Typical comment my dad would make, and I would agree, do not touch the lid, just leave it. Just bloody leave it. Okay. Basically, it's time to take the rice off the heat. Let's see if this has been true. Okay, so first impressions. Okay, it's not bad. Gonna just see what this is saying. It smells fine, smells good. There's no obvious liquid around. Just take that top off. And there we go. There we go, guys. There we go. Get a bit of that, boys and girls. Actually, a lot more girls are doing these videos than I thought. So big up to you. And a bit of pepper, and that is that. Let's just taste it, shall we? Okay, I'll give you the reaction. Oh, a bit out of breath here, boys and girls. That is good. It's spicy, but the rice, honestly, the rice is fluffy. It's light, so it doesn't feel heavy, because I've obviously washed the starch off. And the curry is banging, absolutely banging. I remember when I made this for the Berry Brothers, I think Will Sweets might have been there. Was it RDP or was it someone else? I can't remember. Anyway, when I made it for them, basically, I remember they were like, fish curry? Oh, no way. Oh, that's spicy. But I made it, and it is the sort of thing that if you have a bit of bread, you'll be scraping it out at the end, and people will be all of them will be asking for more. So, big up to Yardie Belly, basically, once again. So. Anyway, that is that. I'm going to finish the video here. I'm a bit hungry. I haven't got anything funny, you know, left in the can, other than just say thanks for watching the video. You know, like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And well, you're just about to get a load of bloopers, basically. So, bye, 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 bye. Put a bit of yoghurt on top because it'll just spat on the thing. I've just stood here like a monkey. Oh, my chilli's just gone under the fridge. Right, okay, let's take you through the first operation. Oh, you bastard! Second bloody biscuit. Ah! Let's just have a look at that angle. That. Oh, you can't. You want to get a good sort of right hand wrist action, basically. Give it a lot of shaking. Calm down, calm down. But we'll do this for hopefully a YouTube thumbnail. Whoa, shit, you're joking. Gord! Oh, I'm not in the mood. I'm not even in the mood to laugh because I'm too hungry. Absolutely too starving. But we'll try and do that again. Anyway, there we go. You've got your sort of... Sorry, this is a joke. I can't actually even take myself seriously. Because I can't even do this anymore, because I now know how ridiculous it is. Like when I sort of say, you know, you sort of, the humour's gone. The humour, well, it's humouring me now, the fact that it humours you. But you know, you've got your sort of, you've got your sort of, right, You've got your sort of your garlics, but you know, you've got your sort of garlics, your chilies, your onions. Right, I can't even do it. Okay, right, we've got this time. Right, you will be putting in, you know, your butters, your sort of ketchups and stuff, and obviously your salt as well. Sweet sugar dumpling. And then come back to this a little bit later on, because as we both know that, you know, curries do get better with age.
Potato.